I'm Collette Emsley, I'm 32. I have recently been on the BBC programme Six Puppies and Us. They filmed me for a whole year with my assistance dog Lola, focused on her as a puppy and then gradually doing her training into an assistance dog. I used to be a nurse until I fell down the stairs at the age of 25, which left me paralysed left side. Now have, about 4 years ago, I started having seizures as a result and have been left with dystonia. Dystonia is a movement disorder, which is a movement disorder that affects the messages that your brain sends to your muscles. It just sends the wrong messages. So it basically, dystonia means that I have contractures and spasms in my muscle and seizures. 4 years ago, these got to the stage where I was admitted to hospital and was in hospital for 21 months. They told me I'd never walk again and would end up in a nursing home because I still needed 24-hour care. I, through sheer determination and fought and have started walking again. I got home and I started looking into getting an assistance dog, which meant that they'd be able to recognise my seizures, therefore could go out on my own and be more independent, not rely on care staff all the time. Which means now, since I've had Lola and she's been doing her training, it means that I have applied to go to college in September. I've started volunteering at Kilmarnock Horse Rescue and life's starting to get rosy again. My message would be to anyone that is to just fight. It takes a lot of determination, a lot of hard work, but it is worth it in the end. It took me a long time to accept my diagnosis and accept that I'd never be a nurse again and to accept how I am now, but I've had to learn to accept it to be able to move on and start living again. My days can vary from being able to near enough be kind of normal to not being able to walk at all and having to spend the day in bed. It depends on my seizure activity, how much I'm able to do and how much I'm able to function. I still have carers which I rely on, which is a lot more to do with my memory and concentration. Things like the housework and doing bills. I'm looking forward to going to college and start doing stuff again. I'm going to Plumpton and I'm going to be doing dog grooming once a week and horse management. When I came out of hospital 2 years ago, I knew that getting an assistance dog would hopefully make me more independent. I started looking into it, but all the charities that provide assistance dogs either had 3-year waiting lists or they weren't even accepting people onto their waiting list because they were so long. So I looked into doing it privately and found a trainer who said she'd be able to help. Then looked into getting Lola. I've had small grants given to me, but primarily I funded her training and vet bills and insurance and food and leads and harnesses and toys and everything else. Like a normal dog is expensive anyway, and obviously she's even more. Currently I'm spending about £300 a month on just her training, which is getting a struggle. I also need to start paying for college as there's no assistance now from government with college fees as an adult. Lola needs to do a further 6 months training. This is like the most important part. Now she's settled down and has reached a year, the next 6 months is the crucial part with her assistance dog training. I hate it that I have to get where I want to be after I've fought so much to fall at this hurdle just because I can't afford it is frustrating, really frustrating. Lola's a Labradoodle. She was 1 on the 23rd of December. She is lovely and gorgeous and she's like my best friend now. I got her when she was 8 weeks old and she started her training straight away. She has got aware of me having seizures and she was absolutely amazing at the weekend. I'd gone up to the BBC party in London, had seizures up there. They had to call the ambulance. She came in the ambulance and she sat beautifully in resus for 5.5 hours. There's a residential course that she can go on. They take her for 6 weeks and then they do one-to-ones with us, like they do the bulk of the training and stuff, and then they come, but it's £550 a week. I'm looking for a new trainer that can do the assistance dog side and would be willing to register with Dog Aid to get her officially registered. Lola has reached the crucial part in her training. The next 6 months is the most important. I need her to be ready to take me to college in September. I have self-funded for the last year, but to pay for the more advanced training and to pay for college fees, I just won't be able to do it, which means I wouldn't be able to go to college. I wouldn't be able to get Lola officially registered, and then I'm stuck again like I am. My carers set up a GoFundMe page and an Amazon wish list. I hate having to ask for money. I hate having to ask for support. I hate asking for help, but I want to achieve my goals so then I can go back to helping other people. If I could get a little bit of help now to then get my independence back, I can then start giving back again by working with rescue animals, working with rescues, horses. You never know, I might actually be able to go back to working as a nurse. I'd love to be able to see more money going into assistance dogs, because not only do they give people independence, they give them self-worth. It also, in the long run, it would cut down on NHS social services money, because then they're not needing the carers because they have a dog instead.